Hello everybody, today we are going to talk about how to override the create action inside our Django REST framework view set. Okay, so what's the create function, what it does? Okay, the create function or action is the action that our Django REST framework perform when we do a post request to our API in order to create an object of the new data that we send and save it. Okay, so how we override and take control over that. Okay, so basically let's start by adding a function called create. Okay, and then this function takes the same arguments that retrieve takes. Okay, so we can just copy paste here. Okay, next thing, we need to get the data from our post request. So how we get that? In order to get that, we need to use the request, okay, argument. So let's get a new variable. Let's say name it, for example, car data equal request dot data. Okay, that the car data will include the data that comes from the post, okay, the post request. After that, we need to create an object of the data that we receive from our post request. So let's name the variable or the new object new car, and it's equal because we need to create an object of car specs, so we need to use the car specs model, okay, which we imported here. So let's write car specs dot objects dot create, and then we need to add the values. You know that we receive, or our Django REST framework receives the data as a key value pairs. So here inside this function here, we need to add the values for the fields inside our model. So we start by typing the name of the field, then the value from our request. Okay, so let's go back to our model. So start by one. Okay, so first it's a car car brand. So add the car brand is equal to car data. Okay, and the key for that is car brand. Okay, because when we send it, we'll send it with that key. The next one is the car model. Okay, so we're on the same thing, car model equal car data, the key car model. Same thing for production year. Okay, same key. And after that, I think car body and engine type. Okay, so we'll add them here. Car data. And then the last one is the engine type. Same thing, we add the value, the key. I hope I didn't misspell any of these, but we will see in a minute. So after we did that, this is the new car object, we need to save it. Okay, so we do new car dot save. Now what we need to do is we need to send back a response to our client telling or sending back the data that we received as an object. So what we need to do is we need to serialize the data and then send it as a response. So let's serialize the data. Serializer, we use the same serializer for our model. Okay, so it's the car spec serializer, and we tell what we need to serialize is the new car object, so we add it here, and after that we return a response with the serialized data. Okay, I think that's it. So let's save this and let's start or run our server. So we start a new terminal. Okay, let's clear this and let's first activate our virtual environment and script activate, and after that let's navigate to our Django project and then let's run the server. So Python py and server. So now after we get the server running, we need to go to Postman, which we can perform a post request and we see if our create function is working. So let's leave the same data that we have here. Let's just change the model to, for example, M4. Okay, and this is the URL. You know how we got it from the previous tutorial, and let's just send the post request. It gave me an error saying here that serializer is not defined. Okay, let's head back to our code and see what we did wrong here. So here we have serializer. Okay, yeah, I misspelled this. Okay, so I forgot I here. Now it must work. Let's wait for the server to rerun and then we perform another post request. And here we go. So the fact that we received this data back tells us that our post request was successful. We got the data, we saved it, and to verify that we can go to our Django model, or Django admin, Django REST Framework admin panel, and then we go to car specs and we check our last object, and there, here we go. This is the M4 that we added just now. Okay, so guys, how is that useful, or why would we need to override a create function? Basically it helps if you need to add some kind of restrictions, if you want to check the data before saving it to your database, if you want to do some checking on type of data or values that you have there before saving it. So here you will be able to perform some checks or tests before you save the data. For example, you might tell your API, like, if you receive this kind of model of this data, or if you receive, for example, an object with the production year that before 2000, then don't save it. Okay, and this helps in kind of type of security. If you have an API for, for a some kind of social media, and you want to check for malicious, some kind of posts, malicious data, or some specific kind of data before saving it, adding some restrictions. This is basically what you need to, override your create function for. Okay, you can just add an if statement, for example, if you want to check this field on another field, or compare it with an existing fields. Okay, if you don't want to duplicate data, so you can perform a check here. For example, if the object that you're receiving is already existed, okay, so you don't want to have two objects with the same value, or have a specific field in common. Okay, you don't want that, so you can perform all that tests here. So I'll see if I might have a tutorial also to just demonstrate an example of how to do some kind of checks, how to access another model inside Create and get some data and compare it with the data that we received, and then decide whether we're gonna save it or not. So thank you guys, and please subscribe if you looking forward to for more videos like this, and to learn more about Django REST Framework API. Thank you guys for your time, and until next tutorial.